Hallelujah, name is Christ. We commence our third class in the book of Titus. I think over there it say 4, but it's only number 3. We have 4 later on this afternoon.
这是第3堂的这个提多书第4堂是在今天下午。
Let's go to Titus chapter 1,
我们看提多书的第1章
verse 10 to verse 16.
第10到16节。
Verse 10 to verse 16.
第10到第16节。
For there are many insubordinate, both idle talkers and deceivers, especially those of the circumcision, verse 11,
11节。
whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole household, teaching things which they ought not, for the sake of dishonest gain, verse 12.
12节。
One of them, a prophet of their own, said, Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, lazy gluttons, verse 13.
13节。
This testimony is true, therefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, verse 14.
14节。
Not giving heed to Jewish fables, commandments of men who turn from the truth, verse 15.
15节。
To the pure all things are pure, but to those who are defiled and unbelieving nothing is pure, but even their mind and conscience are defiled. Verse 16.
16节。
They profess to know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable, disobedient, and disqualified for every good work. So we can see in these verses that this is the false prophets.
这几节我们读起来就知道这些都是假先知。
But of course, Timothy said to Titus, you must rebuke them very sharply.
提摩太对提多说，你要严严的去责备他们。
I'm saying, yeah, Paul
Paul,
said to Titus, right, you
是
must rebuke them very sharply.
是保罗提醒提多，你要严谨的这个责备他们。
But before he said that, and then he gave them the qualification of an elders, right? In other words, that you yourself must reflect upon yourself.
然后呢，他有提到做长老的这个职责，就是说呢，你自己本身要好好的这个检讨自己。
Make sure you are blameless.
要记得你是无可指责的。
Make sure you have faithful children.
也要有这个忠实的这个子弟。
Make sure you are hospitable.
要知道说你是善待客人的。
Make sure you are sober-minded.
而且是这个能够警醒的。
Make sure you are just.
而且你要公义的。
Make sure you are holy.
而且要圣洁的。
Make sure you have self-control, right?
而且有这个自制的。
So in other words, for you and I to be able to rebuke and to exhort other people, you and I must be righteous.
所以我们要这个责备别人之前首先呢，我们自己要是公义的。
If you and I do not live a life of righteousness,
都是我们没有过一个公义的生活。
and then it's very difficult to tell people who are doing things that are wrong.
那我们就很难得主持别人的错处了。
The same thing, for example, for our children.
比方说对这个儿女。
If we are smoking,
都是我们自己抽烟。
then our children started to smoke.
那儿女他们看着我们抽烟，他也
Then
抽
we
烟
tell
了。
them, don't smoke.
然后你说你不可抽烟，
And they will tell you, why do you smoke?
他们会回答说，那你自己
Because
呢
I'm？older, that's why.
那你说我比较年长，
Can we use that excuse?
我们是不是可以这样子做
No,
借
we
口？
cannot.
当然不可以。
The same thing, even watching movies and things like that.
那同样的道理比方说看这个电影，
We don't want our children to watch certain movies.
我们不要我们的儿女看某些的电影。
If they cannot watch it, you and I also cannot watch it.
你说他们不可以看，那你自己也不能看。
Even though we are older,
就是说我们年长。
of course, sometimes when we're older, we are more mature, we'll be able to, discern, what is right and wrong, more. But at the same time, if our children see that we are doing it, so they're always looking forward when they get older also to do the same thing.
虽然说我们年长的，我们比较有这个辨识的能力知道这个好坏的分别。但是年轻这我们的孩子看着我们这样子那他们也会学我们的样子了。
If our children if our children see us that we love reading,
那我们的
The Bible.
子女看见说我们是喜欢读圣经
or we love praying,
或者是喜欢祷告
then automatically they will see that inside of us, and they also want, have desire to read and to pray.
所以他看到我们内在的人怎么样，那他们也开始喜欢读经祷告了。
So that's why Paul listed all of these things that the elders must do.
所以保罗就提出这些就是当长老的应该具备的条件。
Then only then they can really, rebuke, exhort those who preaching false doctrine.
只有这样子，那我们才可以这个指责那些这个传假道的那些假先知。
But you can see these people, their characters is very negative, these false teachers.
我们看见那些这个假先知假师傅的他们的这个品德都是非常的负面的。
The first thing they say they were insubordinate.
首先呢就提到说他们是不服从的。
So what is Chinese translation exactly?
就是这个不服从真理。不服从真理。
Well, they don't listen, right, to authority.
或者是不顺从这些这个权柄的事。
Have you noticed, right? Actually, all of us, yes, we are brothers and sisters.
虽然我们看我们自己大家都是做弟兄姐妹。
And some of us have very high position in society.
那有些人在社会上是高地位。
But when you and I come to church,
但是我们到教会来
we need to follow, whoever is put in charge of us in church.
那么在教会呢，不管是谁在上面来就是说来指导我们，那我们应该要顺服。
For example, last week I was in Bond Park Church.
上个礼拜我在伯恩教会。
And during the hymn sharing time.
那么在这个诗歌分享的时候
there's a young brother came out.
有一个是年轻的弟兄出
And
来。
also 6, 7 other young little brothers and sisters. I mean, they're like this big, right?
6、7个小弟兄出来。
And they were leading the hymn, right?
那他们就在领诗了。
Wow, that young brother was so amazing.
那你看那些小弟兄领诗非常的奇妙。
All the hymns he led, he memorized everything, right? Because I look at him, he hardly look at the hymn book.
因为他们把整个诗都背下来的，不需要看谱。
And he was just leading the whole congregation,
那
right?
么就这个指挥整个会众。
And you can see all the congregation, they're all smiling, they're all following him, right? When he's leading with his hand and this and that, everybody is following him.
那么整个这个会众呢，就听这个小弟兄的指挥，而且呢，就微笑的看着他。
Sometimes when we use the word leadership in church, we feel like, leadership is not a good word. But actually, leadership actually is a very neutral term.
我们讲说这个领导作用好像是不适合于教会，但事实上这本身是一个中性的名词。
For example, that young brother, was he a leader?
你看一个年轻的弟兄，他是不是一个领导呢
I think he's like 7, 8 years old, but he was the leader of the whole congregation, right? There's like 200 people in the congregation. He lead all of them, right?
说7、8岁的小孩子在前面领诗。那个时候他就领导整个会众唱诗了。
Of course, if you lead with pride, right? If you lead with self-will, those kind of stuff is not good. But the leadership itself, the term or the word is very good actually.
因为这个领导作用你若是领导的时候是带着骄傲，当然不对。但是领导的作用在整个教会会众的这个敬拜神的运作上是非常合适的。
For example, when we are leading, to clean the toilet, also leadership, right?
就是说我们大家带队在清扫这个做卫生也是一样的。
If a person in charge of cleaning the bathroom, they're not doing their job, then the bathroom can be very dirty and it still look exactly the same thing. So there's also leadership.
所以因为这个清洁小组他们负责这个清洁卫生不努力工作，那当然不会做好。所以在这个工作本身也有领導的作用。
But when you and I feel that, I'm my own person, I don't need not to listen to anybody.
但是有人讲说，我去做我的事，我不需要听任何人的指挥。
I remember a church that the group Bible study is mainly English speaking.
我记得有一次是带领着英文的查经。
And some of the brethren tell the pastor, hey, you are here to learn from them, right? Because you don't know the culture and stuff like that. You just keep quiet. Say that to a pastor, right?
那么这些他们是用英文的就是他跟这个传道说，你来这里就要学我们之间的这种文化。
And I was in shock when I heard that.
要学着我们这样做。那
Like
我
how
听了
can
我就觉得
any
很惊
member
讶
say that, to a pastor?
为什么这个信徒会对传道这样说话？
Actually, they say to like 3, 4 pastors, not only one pastor.
那个弟兄呢，不仅是对一个传道这样说，他对3、4个传道都这样说。
Because they feel because the pastor not know the culture and stuff like that, then he should keep quiet. But this is TJC. We study God's word. We're not studying culture, right?
那么传道到他们这里来传道先要他们坚持说先要学他们的方式、他们的文化，但是我们真耶稣教会不是这样做的。我们
No,
来这里
even-
就是要学神的道。
Even though our pastors, we're not so eloquent in speaking.
虽然说做传道的，不见得就说我们很有口才，可以善讲神的
Maybe
道
we speak with heavy accent.
或者是我们有很多的很重的口音
But I take one of our pastors over 1,000 other pastors in other churches.
那我也曾经带过，就看过一个传道呢，指挥了很多的就教很多的年轻的传道
Because our pastor really, their wisdom is from God.
因为我们的传道人他们的智慧是从神
And
来
you and
的
I feel the God's Spirit.
当我们被神的灵所充
And
满
we listen to the pastor in our church.
那我们听这个教会传
And
道的
also
讲
brothers
道
and sisters.
或者是弟兄姐妹
You really can feel so moved inside your hearts.
那你会感觉的内心很感动
Because I listen to many other sermons outside the church.
那我也听了很多在教会以外的讲道
Very few times I feel moved.
很少我会感动
When I went to the Greek Orthodox Church for those many years,
我以前到这个希腊正教很多年
of course, especially when the priests come out with the incense, right? I always burn my eyes. The incense is so heavy.
那他们的这个所谓的这个圣职人员出来就要带着香在摇让我闻了那个香我也会头痛
Even though when they speak, they're so eloquent. I tell you, they speak in Hebrews and Latin and Greek.
那些就是圣职人员他们讲的道就很高深的学问是讲是希伯来原文或者是拉丁文或者是英文
Yeah, Sila, yeah, Greek, right? They also speak Greek, right?
还有就是希腊文
So we can see that, yeah, we are intelligent. That's for sure. They are very intelligent.
当然是他们是有高知识的
But if you're so intelligent, you speak words that no one else can understand. How smart can you be?
那你就是有高知识，你讲了别人听不懂，那你的高知识又有什么作用
So that's why you and I really appreciate one another
所以我们在教会，我们彼此互相的这个欣赏
and be obedient to one another.
而也彼此互相的顺服
Whenever a brother and sister are put in charge to do something, then we just listen to them because this is, is a family.
所以弟兄姐妹被安排做某些圣工，那么大家就能够听他，因为这就是我们在教会这个应该有的形式。
Yeah, and don't have the kind of mentality. Oh, you know what? I can do better than he is. I can do better than she does. Whatever it is. But you know what? Right now they're the ones in charge. Then we just follow what they tell us to do.
虽然说可能我们比他们还更行但是既然是他们现在被安排做这个事，那我们就应该顺服。
Especially for especially for those of us who are gifted in a certain area.
那比方说某些人在某些方面是很有恩赐的
We really need to follow the leadership.
但是呢，大家都要就顺服这个在教会的领导作用
Because someday God also will put us in leadership role, and we need to lead also people.
那听别人在带领，因为有一天你也会带领别人
So if we be able to always follow one another and help one another, and then of course God will be with us.
那我们都是能够接受彼此顺服那么神一定会跟我们同在
Not only that, look at the idle talkers and deceivers.
那么再提到那些就是会讲那些荒谬的言语，或者是离弃真道的事
Because I say, especially those of the circumcision.
而且是特别提到那些坚守要割礼的
So think and reflect about this.
我们好好来想这些事情
Are we this kind of person
我们是不是这类的人
that we always so disobedient to rule and regulation and to leadership in the church?
就是说我们对教会所规定的这些这些规矩呢，我们都不顺从的
And
话，
then when you and I talk,
那当我们说话的时候
do we edify others?
我们这样子的说话会不会能够
Or
造
we
就别
just
人
talk just to talk?
或者是我们就开口要说话就说话
And sometimes when we talk,
有时候我们说话
because we want to gain, right? We want to deceive those to be on our side.
那你会想说使那些站在我们这边的人得利
Now, of course, all of these things
这些事情
even though maybe no one knows the intention of our hearts,
虽然说别人看不出我们内心的动机
but God knows everything.
但是神他是监察我们内心的
And that is a very scary part.
那当这里面有很可怕的一面
In our church, God is the boss of every single one of us.
因为事实上在我们教会神他是这个大老板做大老板
And He
的
knows everything what's going on with us.
他当然知道我们每样的这个隐藏的事
If
情
people is not fair to us,
都是别人对我们不好
if people talk bad about us,
或者是在背后批评我们
and whatever it is, God knows everything.
不管是什么神都知道
And because of this, we should have a lot of comfort in our servitude toward God.
所以呢对我们对主的这个服侍的这个态度我们应该有信心
And look at it, and He say, and whose mouth must be stopped.
所以他们所说的话应该被禁止
This is a very serious matter.
因为这是很严肃的一件事情
Because Paul is very stern.
这个保罗讲这些事情的时候
He's
他是
saying
很
this
严
kind
肃
of
的
people, you must close their mouth.
说对这些人你要叫他们禁口
If
要
we
堵住
don't-
他们的口
If we don't do that, then they will subvert the whole household. This means they will be able to, deceive the whole household.
因为不这样做的话呢他们会败坏全家
So that's why for us, we have to be very careful.
对我们要自己很小心
Really, toward the end days.
因为尤其是末日来到
If you look at the book of Revelation,
我们看启示录
the dragon, he has 7 heads and 10 horns.
这个龙本身有七头10角
And the beast that came out of the ocean
然后这是从这个水里头上来的
also have 7 heads and 10 horns.
是7头10角
And the beast that the woman sat on, the scarlet woman sat on, also have 7 heads and 10 horns.
然后呢坐在这龙上面穿紫色衣袍的这个女人也是一样7头10角
Actually, horns represent power.
这个角就是代表权柄
And Satan's power is in his head.
这个撒旦的权柄在他的头上
That's why nowadays, very few times our brothers and sisters, that Satan come out and scare them, boo, things like that. Actually, no. What he works on is our head, our thinking, that we've been taught since we're young.
今天的魔鬼不会忽然间叫一个人疯狂出来首先魔鬼的工作常常就是从一个人的这个头开始思想开始
Look at the young generation.
我们看这个年轻的下一
They
代
are super, super smart.
他们是真的是很超聪明的
But when it comes to Christ,
但是对于信主来说
sometimes they cannot see things very clearly.
对于就是看事情看不清楚
Why? Because little by little, Satan poisoned their minds.
因为慢慢的魔鬼就开始在污秽他们的这个思想
So they no longer have the mind of Christ.
所以他们没有这个基督的这个心智
If our brothers and sisters no longer have the mind of Christ,
那若是弟兄姐妹没有这个基督的心智的话
and then Satan can control their minds.
当然魔鬼很容易就是控制他们的心思意念
But quite often, the Bible is very clear in its teaching.
这方面的教训圣经是很清楚的
For example, homosexuality.
比方说来讲同性恋
According to the Bible, is abomination to the Lord.
这个同性恋对神来讲是一个亵渎的事
Not only those who practice such things, but also those who approve such things.
那不仅是同性恋者那么也包括那些是赞成同性恋的这些人
No, we look at the young people.
我们看年轻的一代
When they have this worldwide gay parade, for example,
比方说有一个这个大型的这个同志游行
and they post rainbow and stuff like that on their website.
然后呢在他们的这网站上他们用这个彩虹的这个颜色
So of course, rainbow represent the gay community.
现在大家都知道这个彩虹的颜色
So
就
this
代
means
表
they
是同
support
性
the
恋
gay community, whatever they're doing.
所以呢我们这样做的话就是代表这个他们在支持这些同性恋的各种的行
It
为
shouldn't be like this.
事实上不应该这
Why?
样子
Because Satan will deceive us like little by little.
但是撒旦呢就是逐渐的来染化我们的思想
Especially when it comes to a common salvation.
那么再讲到这个有关于这个救恩的这个基本的
So
事
you
情
and I must continue to hold on to it.
我们要抓住这个真理
Don't be deceived.
不要受欺骗
And that's why I say, for they teach things which they ought not, for the sake of the dishonest gain.
就是他们教导这个不应该教导的要得到他们的这个益处
You know, what kind of gain is Paul talking about here?
那保罗在讲说他们会得到什么样子的益处呢？
Of course, this gain is not only money.
这个益处不仅是讲到这个不义之财，
Maybe gain because they want to be popular among the people in church.
说不定呢，就是想在教会里面能够出名，
Their gain is to want to be control over our brothers and sisters.
或者就是说呢，能够这个控制这个弟兄姐妹。
So when you and I feel that we have this kind of mentality,
那我们想一想，都是我们有这样想法的话
then，we really need to repent.
那我们就要悔改了。
Then we see other brothers and sisters also have this kind of mentality.
或者是看弟兄姐妹也有这样的这个心态的话，
Then you and I must pray for them.
就要为他们祷告。
Because in church, really, we all are brothers and sisters.
因为在教会，大家都是互相做弟兄姐
No
妹
one
的。
is better than others.
没有说一个人比别人更好。
But we always esteem other better than we are.
但是呢，我们也要看别人比我们更好。
And really, this kind of mentality you and I must have.
那么这样子的，就是大家应该有的态
So
度。
when we converse with our brothers and sisters,
那么这样子的话，就会改变弟兄姐妹。
we do not because we want to gain something from them.
我们这样做，并不是想要得到些什么好处
And。maybe we want them, to be on our side for a certain situation. I don't know, but just for example.
我们几个例子来讲，为某些事情你希望说他们会站在我们这一边。
Thank God, most of the churches during time of council election, nobody want to be on the council, right? Everybody just feel, oh, please don't nominate me, right? Don't this and that,
比方
right?
说，教会在选举这个教会负责人的时候，大家都想说让别人去做我不想做。
But some brethren, they go out and they campaign right before the council election.
那么也有人就是还没有选负责人之前，他就到他外面在私底下就开始这个拉票。
They would take brother and sister out to dinner.
比方说这个邀请这个弟兄姐妹去吃餐馆。
Even though they're not outwardly saying pray, vote for me on the council, but they will talk their agenda, their situation, right?
虽然说他们不会说你要投票支持我但事实上呢，就是他会想各种动作，就是想别人能够赞同他的这个所谓的路线。
This kind of thing should not happen in church.
这种事情在教会当然不应该发
All
生。
of us, remember, even though we are not on council,
就是我们不做负责人
even though we are not pastors,
或者是我们不当传
even
道
though we are not all deacons and deaconess,
或者是说这个执事，或者是女执事
but we all are anointed by God.
但事实上我们都是被神所高
We
立
are God's prophet.
我们是做神的
We are
先
God's
知
king.
做神
We are
的
God's priest.
这个祭司的。
Because, in the Bible, we can see, when you and I are anointed by the Holy Spirit, we become the worker of our Lord Jesus Christ.
因为照圣经的原则来讲，我们被神的灵所高立，那么我们就是做神的发言
And
人
our
了。
servitude in church in the eyes of the Lord is equal the same thing.
那这个在教会里面的服侍也是同样的大家都是平
Remember
等
the
的
parable of the talents.
这个比方说来讲，这个有关于这个
One
才
servant
干的
had
事
one talent.
有些人就拿到1份的
One
这个
servant
才
had two
干
talents.
或者是拿2份的才
The
干
other one had 5 talents.
有一个拿到5份
So
的
what were their rewards for all those different talents? What were their reward?
就是说他们所托付的多少到底最后他们的奖赏是什么
Remember the one that had 2 gained 4.
这个拿到2个银子的，他又赚另外2个银
And
子
then the one had 5, then had 10.
然后拿个5银子的，最后他有
Were their
10个银
rewards
子
different? That God reward them differently?
是不是神对他们的奖赏不一样
No, it's exactly the same thing.
但事实上是一样的
You are good and faithful servant. Now you enter the house of the Lord.
因为对他们奖赏就说你是又忠心又良善的仆人，那现在你可以进入我的国
Really, this is the spirit behind our church.
这个就是在我们教会这后面的精神
Whatever you do, you and I do for Jesus Christ.
我们所做的都是为主耶稣基督而做
Really, it's worth the same.
所以都是一样
But you and I must have the heart to do it.
但是我们要有这个心要好去做
Of course, we have different gifts.
当然每一个的恩赐不一样
Not everybody can be. Can you imagine our whole body is the arms, right? Because arms is very apparent, right? Everybody can see your arms, right?
比方说我们想我们是不是每一个人都是只有做手这个手的动作很明显
So everybody maybe want to be the arms or the legs.
或者是做手或做脚
But who want to be the nostril here? Anybody want to be nostril here?
或者是要做一个小这个关节的部分
Right? Nobody want to be the nostril here, right?
没有一个人想做小一个关
But
节的部
actually,
分
nostril here, they're very important, right?
啊，但是就是一个小关节部分也是很重要
Why nostril hair is so important?
啊。为什么重要？
Anybody know? No, we haven't talked about nostril hair before, but you know.
对
What? Or nostril hair, like nostril, like
Oh,
your nose,
讲错，不好
your
意思。
nostril hair.
他
What do
是
you
说
translate
鼻
to
子
that?
里面、鼻孔里面的鼻
Nostril
毛，
hair,
不好
like
意
in your
思
nose, they hair in your nose.
啊，就是鼻孔里面的鼻毛啊，就是帮我们呼吸的时候挡住外面不好的这空气。
Right? No, we want to be the nostril hair, right?
所以啊，就是说大家不认为这个鼻孔里面鼻毛不重要吗？
Actually, you know, when you and I walk, there's always dust in the air. There's always dust in the air.
因为我们的周遭的环境其实有很多的这个灰尘
Especially for me, I love to work in the garden. I'm always outside, that's why I'm so dark. I'm always outside.
那我为什么这么黑？因为我喜欢在外面，尤其是在这个园子里面工
And
作
I love to play with dirt, planting things, this and that.
啊。那尤其是在这个灰尘当中工作
But afterward, when I go and wash up and I blow my nose, it's black, right?
啊。
Most
那
of
么
them is black.
忙了一天啊，当我去洗脸的时候，我鼻孔出来全部都是黑的
So-
这灰尘
So what happened when you have no nostril hair?
啊。所以我们想说，若是没有鼻
All
孔里
the
面鼻毛的话，
dust and dirt, I say go to your brain because it's all connected, right? I go connected in your head.
那你就吸收了很多不好的空气，那么也影响到你的这个大脑的
But
作
of
用。
course, no one ever say, wow, you have really nice nostril hair. No one ever say that.
但是没有人会跟你讲说你鼻孔的鼻毛很好看
But most of you say, hey, cut your nostril hair, they're too long, right?
啊。他说你的鼻毛太长了，那剪短一点。
But arms, face, right? Everybody love everybody's face. Wow, you have such cute face, this and that, right? So such compliment, right?
那你看的那脸孔啊，说哦，你看起来有这么这个可爱的脸孔啊，因为这很明显的是。
And the same thing with eyebrows, right? Eyebrows.
那比方说我们的睫毛
For me, working in the yard a lot, I need eyebrows, because when I sweat, right, the sweat goes and goes like this, right? Instead of going directly into my eyes, right?
那我在这个花园工作啊，因为流汗的话，有睫毛就挡住了，不至于说这个汗水直接到了眼睛去。
But nowadays, see a lot of women, they tattoo the eyebrows, right? They shave the eyebrow and they tattoo it, right?
现在有很多的这个女人，她们把自己的睫毛剪短或剪掉了，然后再把它涂上去。
But thank God, because not a lot of us I work on a farm and I'm always outdoors sweating, right? So it's okay, right? It's okay.
但是呢，就是说我们不是在这个园里头工作，所以有些人这样做也没有什么问题。
So what we're saying that in church,
我们所讲的是在教会里面，
someday we are leaders and someday we serve others.
有时候我们做领导有时候我们在服侍
And someday we are the arms, but someday we just nostril here. It's okay.
有时候我们只是做手背的，有时候我们是做这个鼻毛的，都一样
Because in the eyes of the Lord,
因为在主的眼
we
中看起
serve
来
the function what according to His will.
就是照着神的旨意来尽我们的功用。
And really, every part of our body is always in need of one another.
那么我们身体的每一个这个肢体都要互相的彼此需要别的肢体的功用
So that's why for us, when we have this kind of mentality,
所以都是我们有这样子的这个心态
and then we will never be disobedient to those who in need of us in a certain situation at certain time.
所以在某些时候、某些场合，别人在带领，那我们不会想说我们就不听他的了
Let's continue verse 13.
我们看13节
They are to be rebuked sharply, right?
13节说你要严的责备这些人
What is the purpose of rebuking here?
这个严的责备是做什么的
What's the purpose, anyone?
大家想想看，为什么严责备
Because we always view rebuking is something that's very negative.
当我们想到这责备本身就是很负面的事
But actually, quite often rebuking is very positive for a person.
但事实上很多时候这个严的责备是很正面的事
Of course, we must do with love.
当然我们这样做的时
We
候
do with
是要有爱
mercy.
心必须要有
We
这个
do with
怜悯的
grace.
心有恩典
But what is the purpose here? Paul said you must rebuke them sharply. For what reason?
为什么保罗要讲说要严的责备这些人呢
For what reason?
一定有原因的
Anyone? Yes. So for those who rebuke, that they may be sound in their faith.
重要就是让他们在真道上能够纯洁无瑕疵。
Okay. So if we rebuke anybody else for any other reason,
那我们责备不是为着能够归于这个纯洁无瑕疵
then
的
we
话，
must hold our peace.
那么我们就要安静了。
But here it's talking about faith, right? It's talking about faith. So if a person is maybe going to the right, going to the left, and not believing anymore in the faith, then we must rebuke them, right? We must, encourage them. We must, convict them to believe what is true.
都是讲到有关于这个真道上的事情，因为有时候也有人会偏走，有时候会偏右，那一定要指正，让他们回到正道上。那么这个时候是要这个严严的责备的。
But most of the time when you and I rebuke others, not because of this reason.
但是很多时候我们责备别人，不是因为这样子。
Now, even my relationship with my wife,
我跟我太太的关系
really 95% of things that she want to do, I really don't care. I mean, I care, but I'm saying, yeah, you want to do this, that's fine. You want to do that, it's fine.
95%以上她要做的，事实上我并不太这个关心因为我说你要这样做就做吧。
But when it comes to faith,
但是当我们讲到这个最真道上的这个信心的话，
I'm very sharp.
当然我
toward
就
my family.
那我对我们家人就是非常的这个严
But everything,
正
it doesn't matter.
其他事情不太重要
If。my wife want to buy 10 pairs of shoes, okay, do we have money? I mean, I don't know how much money we have, but she's the one that's going to the bank all the time. If you have money, okay, buy it, no problem, right?
那我太太她要买10双鞋，因为她这个银行的账户是她在管的，
But
她
actually,
可以去做。
I buy more clothes than she does. She doesn't buy anything.
但是我买比她这个更多的衣服。
But anything that she wants to do, for me, I really never say no.
她想做的，对我来讲，我不会说会阻止她说不好。
But if I'm so tired on Friday night, I don't want to go to Sabbath. Say no, you go to Sabbath, right?
那
It's just as simple as that.
但是她说礼拜五晚上我太累，我不想去教会，我就跟她讲说你要上教会。
Of course, sometimes she's tired and she doesn't want to pray. You have to get up and pray. Same thing with me too, right? We help keep one another in check.
那比方说她太累，她不想祷告，我说你要祷告，那她对我也是应该这样子的。
For example, I still owe her a honeymoon, but I never took her to a honeymoon.
比方说来讲，我还欠她一个这个蜜月。
So we're thinking next year that, when I'm going to go to UK, I'm going to go to the UK for church, then we might, take a honeymoon, during that time, right?
明年我会到这英国去。那我想我们可以计划一下，带她一起到英国去度个蜜
But
月
we
吧。
really cannot take more than 5 days, right? Because the weekends, we have to come back to church, right?
但
It's
是呢
always like that, right?
我们的度假不能超过5天，因为在周末的时候一定要回来教会。
So of course, she said, you have a lot of vacation. She's like, how many vacation days you have? I say, I don't know. I really never took vacation, right?
那她会问我说，那你有多少度假日？我说我从来也不知道我有多少的这假期。
But of course, as a pastor, every single weekend, it's so important. Why? Because we have to lead services and things like that.
那么对我做传道人在周末的时候我几乎都是要讲道，这是
So
最重要的事
we。just do our best never to miss any weekend.
所以呢，我们就是能够尽力而为。
And that is the spirit behind serving God.
那么这个就是我们在服侍神背后的一个
So
心
what we're
态。
saying that in relationship with all our brothers and sisters,
那我们提到说跟弟兄姐妹这些关系
the
呢，
only time that you and I should rebuke someone sharply is because of faith, right? Because of salvation.
在要严严责备的时候呢，就是最重要，就是在真道上要能够纯净要纯洁
And
无
the
瑕
same
疵
thing with our children.
对我们的子女也是一样
Because children, they're always going to make mistakes because they are grown up, right? They are learning how to live life.
在他们成长过程，他们要学习怎样做人，当然有很多错
But
误
if。you and I make everything so important, right? They say that cry wolf, right? Cry wolf is that even though the wolf is not coming, but you're crying wolf, right? But when the wolf really come, when you cry, no one listen to you.
那是每样事情我们都把它看得这么严肃严重的话就好像是个小孩小孩子提到说狼来了，狼来了但是真的不是狼有来
For
了。
example, if you and I always yell at our children,
比方说来讲，我们常常这个吼叫，对我
especially
们的孩
things
子吼叫
things that doesn't really matter that much.
但事实上 你不需要这样吼叫的。
But the things that's so important that we want them to do,
但是有什么重要到一定要他做的
then of course we also yell at them.
我们也吼叫，我
But
们也叫他。
when we yell at them for something's not important, and we yell at them something that's important, the tone of voice, the anger, exactly the same thing. Then they feel like, you know what, the one before is not that important, but they yell at me the same exact thing. So this thing is also not that important.
不是这么重大的事，你就吼他们。那么直到重大的事情，你吼他们的时候，他听起来讲说你这个现在吼我的这也不这么重要了。
So really, for example, when it comes to church decoration,
比方说来我们讲的教会里面装饰。
if the majority of Irvine church brothers and sisters want to paint this whole place blue, right?
比方说大多数的这尔湾的弟兄姐妹会堂里面要涂这个蓝色的
If。the congregation vote on it, right?
那么这个信徒大会
If they want to
通
paint
过
it blue, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Right?
就是要涂蓝色也没什么关系
But what's big deal if they're preaching wrong doctrines
但是呢若是在这个传道的事情上
and saying things that's not from the Bible?
不是照着圣经来讲的话，
That's
那
the
就
thing
是
we
严
need
重了。
to make a big deal out of
那
it.
么这就是特别严重的事
But
情
of course, if you paint it blue, this place will be really dark, right?
那比方说来讲，我们真的是涂蓝色的话，那室内的话就是
But
比
if
较
they
黑了
really want to paint it blue, pink, black, but I'm saying, yes, we can stress the opinion, stress the idea, but that's not the most important part, what you and I have here in church.
所以呢，这个比方说这个要装饰室内，那你要涂蓝色也不是这么重要的。
Because see here in verse 15,
在这15节这样说
let's go to verse 14.
14节
Say that they do not give heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men.
说不听犹太人荒谬的言语和离弃真道之人的诫命。
Now we also have to be very careful
这些事情我们要很小
because
心
most of us are Asian, right?
因为我们大家都是这个亚洲来
And we
的
have a certain culture. Sometimes we bring into the church.
但是我们也把自己的这个风俗文化带到教会
But
来
remember, culture is not the truth.
但是有时候风俗文化不代表真理
For example, I remember one time a brother and his daughter went to Taiwan,
记得有一次一个弟兄跟他的女儿到台湾去
and his daughter was sitting next to him
这个女儿坐在他旁边
on the brother's side.
但是他们是坐在弟
And
兄
then the usher
坐
came
这
and say,
边的
and his daughter, back then she's only like 5, 6 years old.
他的女儿当时在5、6岁
And the usher tell, oh, she cannot sit here.
那个教会的招待员说这个女孩子不能坐在爸爸这个男的这一边
She had to go to the sister side.
必须要坐在这个姐妹那一边
And then the brother, at first he didn't really pay attention.
刚开始他们也不太重视这
And
些
his
规
brother
矩
is Taiwanese himself, but he's from his Western,
这个弟兄呢他是就是说住在这个西方国家很久的台湾人
And then that usher, rebuke him very sharply.
但是呢这个招待员就不太客气了
He said, your daughter cannot sit here.
说你
She
女儿
go
不
to
应
the
该
other
坐在
side.
弟兄这一边，应该坐到姐妹那边去
And then the brother sitting said, shoot me, go ahead, shoot me.
这个弟兄说那你就用枪这个射击我
Is this thing so important? If that is so important, why don't you shoot me? His daughter, 5, 6 years old, and she never been to Taiwan, and she want to drag her somewhere, But that's just the culture, right? We cannot make that as the truth.
所以这个弟兄的反应这样讲说，那你用枪打我因为不是这么重要的事情为什么你觉得必须要这样坚持呢？
Yeah. So during service, I also like to sit by myself because when I sit next to my wife, she always asks me questions. This and that, right?
那我跟我太太
Just pay attention,
在会堂聚会的时候，我也喜欢单独一个人坐，因为她跟我坐在一起，她会问这个问东会问西的，就是有点这个打扰我
And
了
I like to sit by myself.
我喜欢自己坐
But if there's a family want to sit together, that's a wonderful thing.
但是若是整家的人要坐在一起，这也是很好的事
Of course, it's fine if brothers sit on one side, sisters on one side. Don't make it become a law. Don't make it become a truth. If there's one brother over the sister's side and it's a little weird, but if you want to sit there, let it be, right? It's not a law.
这个教会这个弟兄姐妹分开坐或者是说大家合在一起坐，这并不是说这个法律的规定 这么样的严格啊，因为有时候看情形场合的需要啊，也都是可以变通的。
No, we go to other Christian denomination.
啊，比方说我们到別的教派去
They always sit in family.
啊，整個家族的人都
All
坐
the
在一起
families always sit together.
啊，他們家族有自己的位置
I mean, that is also a good way.
啊，這也是一個好的事情
But either way is fine.
啊，所以不管是這樣子或那樣
But
子都
don't make
是
it
好
to the
的
point that if you don't do this, you're sinning or something like that, right? Don't have that kind of mentality.
啊，但是你不要堅持到說你不這樣做那就不對了
And I remember one time a brother brought his friend to church,
啊。有一次有個弟兄帶他朋友來教
and
會
his friend has cancer,
啊，那麼這個他的朋友呢有這個癌症
and he's all bald.
啊，所以他就都關頭了
So he's very shy with his baldness.
啊，所以呢他對自己的
And he
斷
didn't want
了
anybody to know that he has cancer.
啊掉了這頭髮，那他覺得很
So he
不
came
好
to
意思
church.
啊，所以他來教會
And then one of the brother came, say, take your head off.
啊，他是戴着帽子，但是有一個弟兄跟他
Then
講
the
說，你在
brother
會堂你都
brought
不應該戴帽子
The brother who brought him said, it's okay.
啊。那帶他來
Told
的
the other brothers, it's okay.
啊，帶他來那個弟兄啊，就對他講說要脫帽子，說這沒關係，
And then
沒
that
關
brother
係
left.
啊。那麼這個弟兄就
Then
走
another
了
brother came,
啊，另外一個又來
take your head off.
啊，就是說呢不能戴帽子
And after 3-4 brethren came to tell him to take his hat off.
啊。那麼3-4個跟他講說一定要脫帽子
Well, is that such a big deal?
啊。那麼戴帽子不戴帽子
還是
是真的這麼嚴重嗎？
It's not.
啊，不是的
Because quite often you and I do not know the reason why he has his hat on, right? Because everybody else have their hat off, he has his hat on. There must be a reason behind that.
啊，你想說大家都沒有說在會堂戴帽子，那他又戴帽子是有什麼問題呢？但是你就不知道他就是啊這個癌症啊，那個頭髮都掉了，他必須要這樣子做
So what I'm saying, don't make our culture become the truth in the church.
啊，不要把我們自己的這個文化變成是個
Because
真
when
理
you and I speak the truth, and then the truth weighs very little because we also make the culture become the truth.
啊，因為我們在講一直在講堅持要講這真理真理，但是有時候我們太堅持了，把自己的文化也當作真理看待了
Let's stop here and continue to study this afternoon.
啊，我們就先提。